some new friends joining us. This is just a reminder to please stay on the other side of the safety orange line that is pink on the ground. That is for both y'all safety and the safety of the skiers. It will minimize risk of collision. And we just appreciate it because we want to keep everyone safe.
Two more minutes on the Rabbits open first warm up, then the eggs went out, and they're 2 minutes on the track. If you're curious, the move they're practicing right now is called a plow. A plow conventionally is done a little bit like you might do when you're skiing. Not that Floridians ski very often. You make a pie, get those heels out. In the case of roller skates like this, quads as they call them, take the inside back wheel into the floor to get your stopping out inside back wheel. You'll also see them do one-legged plow. Rather than the other, present a more horizontal surface to stop onto. You might ask, it's not just to be fancy. A lot of times, you're getting hit so hard in roller derby, you basically need to turn your body into a supportive triangle. You put that one foot out to create that nice bracing leg to present force against the person who's pushing on you. The other leg underneath you is to prevent you from falling down when they pull back in your butt and remove that force from you and stop pushing. Because a lot of times they hit you, realize that they're not quite making it through, so they'll come back and then slam it too hard. And you need to use those two legs to deal with the force back and forth, so you don't get down. They're now doing a standard jammer drill. A jammer in roller derby is the point scorer. It's the person who scores points. Now, they ask members of the other team. Right now, since they're all warmed up together, a few of them are pretending to be members of the other team and presenting to the wall. And then one person is pretending to be the other team and be the jammer. The typical wall is between 2 and 4 people lined up across the track trying to create a scene. Wherever the jammers push, they try to squeeze their bodies together as tightly as possible so that there's no way for that jammer to squeeze their body through. But you'll also see a lot of one-on-one blocking during these drills. That is an incredibly hard move. Blocking the jammer alone, you're kind of at some point that jammer's getting through. You might slow them down for a while, and that's really ruin the goal, but you're probably not going to be able to complete able to jammer one-on-one, which is just too hard to keep a squirrely jammer. You've got the whole track around you, about 4 to 5 inches width around you, to just shoot by you, you're probably not going to make it happen very long. But you might hang on to it long enough. If a teammate comes and helps you, 2-on-1, pretty good chance. It looks like the eggs are done with their warm-up. They still have a few more minutes, but we can switch to open track if they'd like. If they want to see the track for both teams, that's fine by me. All right, we got a thumbs up over there. It is open track warm-up time until the safety check. Safety check typically happens around 7:25, so we got 7 minutes to do a little open track warm-up. If you want to do some last skate and get ready, now is your chance. For the fans, if you are curious, first we do that safety check, then we're going to tell you who is skating tonight, and then we're going to have that first whistle. So it's all going to happen pretty fast once that safety check happens. What is the safety check? We make sure that everyone's equipment is on and it's not dangerous. Some of these pieces of equipment can actually be really dangerous. Their toe stops have an aluminum bolt that comes down and through. And if the rubber wears all the way down on the fan, they just have a hang weapon on their toe. Their skates also have something called a plate. It's a aluminum, usually piece of metal. A lot of times it has these smaller parts, but if they get hit hard enough, they can actually bend the plate, and there can be a sharp surface sticking out. That is also very dangerous. Basically, a knife out there. But I've also seen the skater just forget to wear their hats. They just skated for a while with no elbow pads, which is a very, very elbow. it for open skate warm-up. It is time for safety check to make sure these skaters aren't dangerous or any more dangerous than they most certainly are.
We ask that everyone please stay seated to the best of their ability as we do the safety checks. We just want to make sure that everyone is as safe as possibly can. So please stay seated until we finish the safety check.
Thank you so much, reps, for handling that safety check. Looks like that all went to plan. Let's meet the amazing rep team keeping us safe tonight. These are volunteers that come in pretty much just to tell people they skated wrong and then deal with the blowback sometimes that happens there. So thank you so much for helping us out there, guys. Head rep is Marcia. Game executioner keeping time for us tonight is Shrugs. Our front and rear pack refs are TBD and mic check. Those refs are making sure that everyone skates inbounds and does not leave an area of action around an area called the pack. I'll explain it later. Our jam refs are Kylo Ken and Dave Brawley. They're basically counting the points scored as people pass members of the game. Lights in the sky are Jason Chaos and Mama. That tracks this game is Ivan Flinger over there behind the TV with the score on it. Our whiteboard person is Misty Meaner. And I believe our medics are Spin Shady and Lucas. I never got confirmation of that.
Sorry, it was not Spin Shady and Lucas. It is Angel and someone else whose name I was not able to catch. Angel and Weston are medics tonight. So we're giving all volunteers a round of applause.
It looks like we have a few last-minute volunteers for the reps. I see Bella Traxel, Strange in there, and a few more people. Thank you to everyone for helping us out there in the middle. All right, those are all of our awesome reps keeping us safe. Now let's meet your...
For our yellow team, starting off, we have Han Solo, number 12. Number 18, Jerry Noble. 41, Eric Condo. 80 proof, Whiskey Shot. Orange Asada. 301, Pucker Punch. 313, Liquor Posse. 514, Chew Blanco. 614, Goldie Gutter. And we have 3 shout-outs on the eggs tonight. First, we have number 202, T-Rex, who is Eggs' captain for the evening. We have number 369, Frankenfine, who is the Eggs' bench coach. And skating her first ever bout is number 8008, Young Mother.
I love that we haven't seen that in the house. They showed up early to get front seats. All right, let's meet the Rabbits in gray. Number 29, Big Ash. Number 87, Dalu Death Star. Number 113, Voodoo Brawl. Number 321, Ginger Snaps. Number 333, Violet Widow. 7, Oopsie Daisy. Number 1942, Bentley's Revenge. Their captain, number 1138, Rabbid. And skating in her first bout, number 747, Poison Iron. Those are your skaters, and now, the other bench coach is Arcane Twyla. Those are your skaters. Now we are going to get set up for roller derby. We're also going to get everyone sorted. Team captains and bench coaches are going to get their team sorted. Lines will be established, and we're going to hop right in. How does roller derby work, you ask? Here's the basics. We'll explain more as we go. Don't worry about it. There are 5 skaters on each team. All 10 of them will be out there on the track. 4 are waters from each team. The one other is the point scorer. All in back. The goal in roller derby is for the jammer to pass members of the other team. But those members of the other team are allowed to smash you up and knock you off the track. And so the action ensues in roller derby. You score a point for every member of the other team you pass, except on the first lap where you're just fighting it out to see who gets out first. That's the basics, but I'll explain more as we go. And if you have any questions, we will both be coming around during quarter breaks and other breaks so that you can ask us how it's going. T-Rex versus Rabits. T-Rex in yellow for the eggs, Rabid with the amazing little costume there for the rabbits in gray. Alright, so again, those are the 2 jammers, T-Rex and Rabid. Their goal is to get through the pack. T-Rex. Jammer for the eggs in yellow. T-Rex, having that lead jammer status, has 2 opportunities. 1, she's more likely to score because she's in front. 2, she controls the play clock. The lead jammer decides how long this jam goes. Why? Because if you have that other jammer coming flying in behind you, you can score points and then call out the jam to prevent those points from being scored. Right now, T-Rex has that lead jammer position unchallenged. So she's just taking lap after lap, seeing how many points she can get for the eggs. Excellent defense so far by the eggs. It's held Rabid. Rabid doing the tactics through that wall, but not quite coming together. T-Rex scores the points and decides to call it off. So T-Rex not only was able to make lap after there, but she also passed the other team's jammer, and that's a grand slam. You get the 4 points for the blockers, for that 5th bonus point for passing the other team's jammer.
And in this, you have Cherry Noble for the eggs and Violet Venom for the rabbits. To be able to distinguish who the jammers are versus the blockers, you'll see that each of them have a star on their helmet. That is how both us as viewers and the blockers can see who the jammer is versus other blockers. The jammer takes position of lead jammer. That means she is in control of the jam and can stop the jam at any point she decides to. But does that mean Venom is not able to score any points? She just has to pass all 4 blockers a second time. The first time a jammer breaks the attack, does not score any points. That is just who to establish as lead jammer. The second pass through the group of is how they score their points.
timeout, it looks like, perhaps even to challenge this power jam. So maybe we won't have a power jam, but I'll explain anyway. A power jam is when you lose your point score. Roller derby is kind of an amazing game when it comes to strategy, because most games you can only score or they can score. You can't both score at the same time. In roller derby, because you usually both have a jammer out there, either you can score at any time for most of the game, which means you have to play offense and defense at the same time. Might be a little bit of a mind bender, but like as an example of an offensive and defensive move, you might put all of your skaters down the middle of the track and then sweep everyone to one side, opening up the lane for your jammer and closing the lane for the other jammer, just as an example. So during the power jam, the game gets very simple. You go all offense or all defense. The penalty holds. Unfortunately for Jerry Noble, she's our first unlucky Jerry to be stuck in that penalty box, buddied up with Carly Casada, meaning only the Rabbits could score in this jam. It's a Rabbit out! Voodoo Brawl is the only one who can score in this jam. Rabbits in gray, my fellow amazing announcer points out that the Rabbits are down one blocker as well. What does that matter? Well, when there's skaters on the track, jammers tend to do better. Even your own skaters are more people in the way that you have to find your way around. So you tend to see higher scoring power jams when you have a light track like we have right now. However, when you lose your own teammate, obviously you lose some opportunities. If you're going to try to play offense when you're on a power jam, Voodoo Brawl might be looking for a team to get out there and, let's say, shoot everyone to the inside, do a cross block where you send everyone up the middle and they split, kind of cross, turn each other and throw it out. Use a block to lose some of that opportunity to make that play happen. An excellent power jam. It looks like the main strategy of the eggs there, who were playing defense, was to just run away from the power jam. For the most part, that were 3 points scored in that power jam. Defense for that power jam.
And in this jam, we have Eric Honda versus Oopsie Daisy. So no team got any penalties that jam, so every team has all 5 skaters on the track. And it looks like Eric Honda just stole the jammer from Oopsie Daisy. But they will slip past Oopsie Daisy and split the jammer. For the second time, Sabina scored 5 points in that grand slam, and she also passed Oopsie Daisy. Both jammers were past all 4 skaters on the opposite teams, so both teams scored points there.
Both jammers were struggling to call that off, so in this version of roller derby, we play a little bit different rule set than some people do. In this version of roller derby, lead jammers would be it is currently 24 eggs, 10 for the Rabbits. In gray. Nice round numbers out there. Jerry.
So for this jam, it looks like Rabbits have one blocker in the penalty box. The both teams have both jammers out, and it looks like we have T-Rex on Scramblers and Violet Venom for the Rabbits, and Rex quickly takes the position of lead jammer. So the Rabbits are down a blocker this jam, which means it is a bit easier for Rex to score points. But Sam, does that mean T-Rex can only score 4 points because the Rabbits are down a jammer? No, no. He is still able to score 5 points. Just because the other team is down its blocker does not mean it can score a point. And the Rabbits just pulled a move, and it is now Bambi's revenge as the jammer for the Rabbits. So on each team there is a blocker that has a stripe down their helmet. That is a position on the pivot, where at any point in the jam, a jammer can take the star off of their helmet and hand it to the pivot. The pivot then must put the star on their helmet. Only then does it count for them to become the jammer. It is not a move pulled very often because the pivot has to fully put the star on their helmet for it to count. But when it is pulled off successfully, it can really screw with another team's head. Because they're expecting one skater to be the jammer, and then all of a sudden it is someone else.
I love how small and sad the two skaters in the penalty box are right now. Whiskey and Poison Iris couldn't look more like they were put in the dump chair in the corner of the classroom. Here right now. It's Poison Iris' first penalty box. Woo! Get it!
Now you're officially our roller derby player.
That's fantastic. Oh no, I'm sorry. Uderbrawl is skating for the Rabbits in gray, and Mary Wanda is skating in yellow for the Eggs. For the Eggs, a tough ball there by practically the entire back. You might be noticing, hey, the action's pretty tight here. You can pretty much stay together after keep fighting it out. What's with that? Yeah, that's the pass.
She's working through the path once, which means now any blocker she passes on the Eggs team is a point for the Rabbits. You see that the path is slowing down there for a minute. It's both to ensure for one team to ensure that their jammer can catch up and make it a little bit more difficult for the jammer to break through the path. Because speed is everything here. The Rabbits are using something called a tripod defense, where they have one skater facing backwards and two facing forward to inhibit some Eggs blockers from blocking their jammer from passing. That is the end of that jam, and that looks like points for the Rabbits, so we're 21-28. Eggs have one blocker in the penalty box, and no one else.
Oopsie daisy, called on to deliver for the power jam, and boy, oopsie daisy did. That was a huge power jam. For the Rabbits, they were down by quite a bit there. Now just a 7-point difference in this game. Both teams have their jammers out now. Anybody can score. Sherry Noble skating in yellow for the Eggs, but score, you say, Rabbid. Jam comes to head.
The tally. Can the Jammers score any points when the star was not on their helmet? Great.
They get up. That star on the helmet. Sometimes you have to do signal around it and make sure it looks good. If it's like put on wrong, where it's like facing everyone on front instead of on the side, sometimes they won't give you points that either. But usually our reps are sweet and like a material anyway. But you can't have it off because then it would be too easy. There's stuff you didn't caught. No one knows who the jammer is.
So, this is a big one. Eggs has 3 skaters in the penalty box, and Rabbits have 1. Though it looks like the teams and the refs are deliberating on the amount of penalties that Jam held. At the moment, if the penalties hold, that means it is another Rabbit power jam. So we there were no two blockers. Rabbits had 3, and there was just the Rabbits jammer, and it is a power jam for Barbie. And the Rabbits is captain. She breaks through the 2 blockers easily. A sound obviously the jammer. Since there are only 2 blockers on the X team at the moment, that means each blocker counts. The first blocker counts for 2 points and the second for 3 points, so she would still be able to get the 5 points needed as if she passed all 4 blockers and the jammer in a normally full jam. Since there are only 2 blockers on the track at the moment, it's easy for Barbie to break through the pattern, but that doesn't mean it's still going to be easy for her. Her blockers have to hold back the egg blockers for her to pass with ease. Looks like the Rabbits defense is holding up nice and strong. And the Rabbits, 3 points the Rabbits scored in an amazing power jam.
So what Scramblers was explaining there is power jam. There's a couple styles of defense. One style is to do your best to block that jammer. But the less obvious style is to run away. You only score points when you pass members of the other team. So if members of the other team just run away from you, you never get a chance to pass them. But remember, you have to stay within 5 feet of the other team. And that's what the other team kind of gets it. Basically, just hold back. With that last power jam, 35-32, Rabbits, but just like that, this could change again. In yellow. If you're ever waiting for me or Strawberry to tell you the lead jammers are going to heck isn't. 2 ways to know. 1, look at the scoreboard, whoever's flashing red, that's the lead jammer. Or 2, look for the jammer pointing to the sky and pointing at someone. They will only ever point to one person, and that is the lead jammer. You saw Kyle again pointing at G-Reds. And she perfectly did that. Gina stealing points back for the eggs. We were up 35-32 to this quarter break. The eggs took it back. 41-35. We're going to give you 5 minutes as well. So if you would like to get some food at El Indio, or would like to get a beer at the bar, How do you get penalties? So there's, I think Sherry is pointing out that she gets them. Good job, Sherry. Sorry. That might be a way. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of penalties you can get in roller, so those are just the most common ones. The most common one is a contract. You see the refs make an X with their arms like that. A contract is when you basically decide not to play roller. You see, oh, those skaters low. When you're up, I'm just going to leave. You can't just go around them by going outside of the track. That's not allowed. That wouldn't be fun if you roll over with it. So, cut track is a penalty for leaving the track and going around members of the other team. Another kind is a back block. It's kind of a weird one. Skates really want to go forward. So if someone comes in just hot, just like dead center from behind, it's too easy to just take your skates out from underneath and you just cause an injury. So you're not letting the kid right in the middle of the coming in any kind of angle, but you can't just go right for the spine like that. Too dangerous. So that's a back block that will like this push motion with the refs. We don't let people punch each other. That's an arms call. You'll see refs tap their elbows when it happens. And all of these penalties will cause you to miss an entire game. You go to the front call for the entire next game. So they're all pretty major penalties if you do it. There's another one called low block where you basically trip someone. You can also get a ball if you grab hold of someone, like you're trying to grab a member of the other team and throw. But you can do that to your own team. There's even I won't say too much about it. There is a move that is legal in roller derby where you grab a member of your team and throw them over the track. That's a legal move in roller derby called the Pegasus. It's my most favorite move, but it is very rare. It's very hard. Someone has to be small. Someone has to be strong. Thank you, Rabbid. Margo from St. Pete asked if a janitor slips outside of the track and passes members of the other team to get those points. No. Not only do they not get those points, that's a penalty. That's a cut track. If they were to slip past like that, if they were to slip past members of the other team, but not pass any of them when they come back in, if they were to reset, turn around, and come back in, they would avoid the penalty. That reset, that fix it, they would avoid the penalty. They would get the contract, but they're still not getting points. You have to be upright and inbound. So if you were to baseball slide through the track, that's too dangerous. We're not giving you points for that. Great question. We're about to end our first quarter break, so it's time for the refs to head back to their posts so we can kick off our second quarter of Sunshine City Roller Derby. Like I said, that quarter break, I believe, has come to an end. So the refs are regrouping. getting ready to get this next gym sorted. Now, when we last left our amazing heroes, I believe we left a penalty on the board. Oh, yeah, that's a big one. So, when we last left our heroes, it was pretty amazing. The Rabbits took the lead for the first time in the game, and the Eggs immediately stole that lead right back. We had, I believe it was 35 to 32 Rabbits. Then just like that, we were a jam. The Eggs were able to take it back 41 to 35, but now T-Rex has a penalty, meaning only the Rabbits can score in this jam. It's a Rabbits Bout! Huge opportunity to score right now for the Rabbits, who have been down most of the game, but not the game. And now they're the only ones who can score, specifically Big Ash. Big Ash breaks away and opens up the opportunity to score. Remember that initial fight for the map is just to establish people who can score. Until then, you're not scoring any points. So now, every member of the other team that Big Ash passes scores 1 point. Now, you might wonder, how many points per lap then? Is it 4? I see 4 skaters. Well, like Strawberry said earlier, you don't get penalized for the other team's penalties. So, the fact that there's a skater in the box means you get a free point when you pass the first member of the other team. So first you get 2 points on passing that first one, then it continues to run up until you get 5 points per lap. A huge for the Rabbits, but also great defense by the Eggs. And I want to point out that the Eggs were also kind of trapped a little bit by an excellent Rabbits offense, who were just kind of holding back with those pack rules I talked about earlier, where they have to stay within 5 feet. 41-39, Rabbits didn't quite take the lead back.
So each team has 1 blocker in the penalty box. So each team has got a blocker. So 3 blockers and a jammer for each team. And first time, Iris versus Eric Honda. Eric Honda has the position of lead jammer, but Iris is right on her tail. Her little sneaky tail. Eric Honda quickly ends the jam as she sees Iris catching up to her. Iris unable to pass any of the and pack that jam, but Eric Honda looks like she made it through all 3 Rabbit blockers. And as Callie said earlier, the first skater from the other team that the jammer passes when they are the shortest skater counts as 2 points. And it looks like once again we have a Rabbit power jam. The Eggs is jammers and getting a lot of penalties tonight.
Both jammers initially lining up backwards ready for everyone to see, and unfortunately penalties ruined that plan. But give it to both teams. They're doing a great job of rolling with the pass. Jammer, all right, Eric. Very well. It may not seem that on that track works. Alright, it looks like everyone's okay. That was a big fall. It may not seem like much to know this track, but actually it's not important to guess. Being able to know when you need to dig in your skates in order to get a little more turn and stay at speed, knowing how fast you can come into a turn without just flying out of the track. All those little nuances can really change the game. Unfortunately, Booty Brawl not only lost time on that ball, but unfortunately took a penalty as well. And Strawberry will take you through what that was.
So for the first time in the night,
we may have a challenge there. I saw that timeout go to the shoulders there. So everyone's just taking a moment to kind of calibrate. I could be wrong about that. Maybe there's an eggs are taking a time out to strategize. I don't see any challenge boat out of the middle. Yeah, I think the eggs are taking a moment to decide how they're going to do their.
Cherry Noble is the egg scramblers jammer, and this egg. Some eggs are rounded properly. Be strategic in how they place all the jammed blockers to stop with all 4 Rabbid blockers inhibiting Cherry on passing the path. Rabbid is having a very strong defensive night. And we now officially have a jammer pass. Han Solo is now the jammer for the egg scramblers. And Cherry pass off the start on her helmet over to Han. She has broken past the path now, which is something Cherry wasn't necessarily able to accomplish, but that does not mean she's not a great jammer. And it looks like the Scramblers were able to score any point in the power jam. In the lead, 43-45. Scramblers.
Very impressive by the Rabbits. So holding it to 0 is a that is going to free up the track just a little bit for the jammers. Eric takes the lead jammer for those Scramblers. Oopsie daisy, dealing with some awesome defense for Liquor Posse. However, Liquor Posse goes a bit. Oopsie daisy actually knocks her out. And that's why detail. I was advanced here. Left with it. But the skater that leaves with you, you need to get back in behind them. If they were able to stay up and in bounds with you, then you're going to come to a stop, come back around, get it behind them, and all that lost momentum, and because they hit you so hard, it really hurt the morale of taking the energy out of them. So when skater kind of knocks you out, you suddenly wake up, and I'm going to go find somebody to keep my momentum, keep on going.
So we had a really great question proposed, as you saw in that jam. Pass the star over to Han Solo and assume the pivot. Can the pivot pass the star back to the jammer? The answer is no. Once the pivot sees the star and puts it on their helmet, that makes them the jammer for the rest of that jam.
There are versions of roller derby that have been considered and some even play, but there are more passes available. There's a version where anybody can pass to anybody at any time. There's even a version where you can virtually pass
eggs from scoring too many or even any points, as they want to keep that, they want to shorten that lead as much as possible. So we're at 47-49.
All right, looks like that comes box is good to go. We have just that one skater there serving it out. Sherry Noble with the egg scramble, just a little bit of an edge. Oopsie daisy with the Rabbits. And yeah, just to explain that pass a little bit more, that's why I was saying that a fake pass is better than a pass. Because just doing a regular pass, you can only do it once, and everyone's like, well, it's over. Now the pass is off the table. A fake pass, you can do it Sherry Noble takes a hard hit, jukes her way through that crowd, and egg scramblers. Oopsie daisy finds a one-on-one situation. Excellent recycling by the egg scramblers to prevent Oopsie daisy from getting out. Always recycling. That's when you see that your poor skater is way out there in front trying to deal with a one-on-one situation, trying to block that. Great stuff for the front of the back. Surround that jammer. Now all of a sudden they've got to do the whole team instead of one person. Sherry Noble bonus point for lapping the other team's jammer. Tough situation for the Rabbits. Huge opportunity for the eggs. This was just a 2-point jam. Rabbits very wisely pass. That's a perfect pass. Right there. Get past with your covered up with that star. They become the jammer. That's exactly how you do it. Get that jammer out. And that put pressure on the other team to call it off. That's a way that you can kind of play defense with offense in roller derby. Love that way that there's so much strategy in this game.
So, 47 Rabbits, 50 egg scramblers, and we have Barbie Fett for the Rabbits, and Eric one locker in the passing bus, which makes it an even playing field, which also means the first skater that the jammer passes will count as 2 points. Barbie quickly took position in the jammer Eric Honda and quickly ended the jam to stop Eric Honda from possibly scoring any points. She did take a tough ball at the same time, but it was not count. It's not mean, her stop did not count. And it looks like the egg scramblers have their jammer in the penalty box, which means it's another Rabbit power jam.
Huge jam for the Rabbits there. Not only did they score and tighten up that score just a little bit, they got themselves a power jam. Rabbits are down 58-50, but Andy Red is the only one who can score in this jam. As a reminder, normally this game, you can play offense and defense at the same time. The strategic thinking for that is harder than it looks, especially when there's so many early skaters wanting to smash you up. But when you're in a power jam, it's all offense for the power jam team and all defense for, in this case, the egg scramblers. And so far, Andy's Revenge has done it, gotten out and established the opportunity to score. Meanwhile, those scramblers, they have all 4 blockers. But one thing that they are not doing is staying together. The Rabbits are doing a great job of breaking up that defense. Roller derby is very much like a ninja movie. Whenever a ninja comes in one at a time, you're going to easily defeat him. You know how this movie ends. The good guy wins. But if they all get together, they have no chance. It happens in a ninja movie. But in great power jam defense, you've got to get together. And ultimately, that's what helps the Rabbits score in this power.
That was a strong showing from our very own Andy's Revenge. If you didn't know, Danny is our team's president chair, chair of our promotion promo committee. So she handles all of our social media, outward events. She is an amazing person to be friends with on this team. But she is currently sitting in the penalty box, which means it is an egg scramblers power jam. And this will be a favorite combo for the egg scramblers. Scrambled eggs down 1 blocker though, so it's up to the 3 blockers. So it is tough for some in these power jams for the eggs to score any points. In the last egg power jam, the eggs were unable to score any points, but the Rabbits' strong defense. T-Rex was able to break through the tripod, which, as I say through, the tripod is only one blocker skating backwards and two skating forwards, creating triangle position. This is one of the strongest defensive positions for a blocker to take, as you rely and have the experience of your fellow teammates to stop a blocker from breaking through, and you have the mobility from being able to break apart for the line that ever needed. Score was 55-58. Scramblers are still in the lead, but it is again anyone's game at the moment. Each jam, the Rabbits are closing that gap quicker and quicker.
So you're only allowed to have a total of 7 penalties. Any given skater. You're only allowed to have a max of 7 penalties for any given skater in a game. One thing that happens sometimes in roller derby is you get a power jam, I get a power jam, you get a power jam, and you just get more and more wild until people start penaltying out. So what will happen, like we just had with that power jam thing, was you see the coaches be like, guys, get it together. Calm down. Everyone just take it breathing, take it easy, play a little more disciplined roller derby. So we've done it. We've broken out the cycle of back-to-back power jams, which also means we're going to keep our skaters on the track for a little bit longer before they penalty out for good for the entire night. Again, it's just 7 penalties. It's easy to get there, especially if everyone's watching a half hour of roller derby. Are you having fun? Hell yeah. We love you, Rabbid. Thanks so much for joining us. It is halftime. We're going to take care of a little bit of business here. But you guys have 15 minutes to ask us some questions, grab a beer, grab some food down in here, use the bathroom over there. But like I said, me and Strawberry are going around. See if we have any questions.
It's a great moment for if you are interested in buying one of the commemorative t-shirts. For purchasing your raffle ticket made by Rabits Seaman. Again, we have the bar, which has some nice fun alcoholic drinks. We have a food truck outside that has some Mexican comfort food. And again, if you have any questions, me and Tally will be walking around. We also have some Easter-themed baked goods at the merch table.
I can't believe it, but Han Solo's Spawn had a question for me, which is, what happens if both jammers commit a penalty? This is a very deep question. I'm impressed because you watch a lot of roller derby, you know that this is a thing that can happen. That is a very exciting penalty. I think it's Marcia's most favorite penalty, double jammer down. So double jammer down is one of the worst case scenarios in roller derby. Everyone who can score points. What do we do now? That was the most boring thing to watch if no one can score anymore. So what they do is they just say, forget it. We'll just put you both right back in. But even though both teams get a jammer, they don't get that jammer. Both jammers have to still sit at the penalty box, but they sit as blockers so that we still have a game to watch. Instead of everyone just being like, well, they seem to be skating. Nothing's happening for a full minute. Great question. Another secret. So is this thing they're doing, ending the game early. So let me give you this scenario. I'm jamming against our secret agent. We get through the pack almost simultaneously. I'm just barely ahead of you. I'm lead jammer, so I have the opportunity to control the play clock. We both come in hot into the pack, start scoring. I don't want you. Doing a great job. What was it look like? Action pose. We're both coming in hot into the pack. You're right behind me. I don't want you to score just as many points as I do. Or what was the point of this whole thing we just did? So I call off the jam. So I bring my hands up to my head, grab my hips over and over again, and as a result, I might score a couple more points. I might pass a couple more people on the other team than you did, and I might get a little bit of an edge. But I might not. If you're fast enough and sneaky enough, you know, you might still score more than me. Like if the other team would get really smart, you put all of their people in front and strict my team being behind, I can pass my own teammates, get no points for that. Start passing the other team, meanwhile you come in hot, pass their team, and you score all the points, I call it off, and I trick myself into giving you the points. It's very strategic. Great question. Secret agent. Secret agent still won't tell me your name, but has another question, despite all the secrecy. That's another great question, which is, can one jammer throw the other jammer out? Yes, sort of. So they can't like grab them and throw them away. You can do that to your own team, believe it or not. If Eric was on my team right now, I could just throw her anywhere. It's all legal. It makes no sense. But if they're on the other team, that would be called an arms call. If at any point you grab her, yeah. Can't be pulling their clothing off. Can't elbow them. There's a lot of moves you can't be doing. You can't be punching them, and you can't grab them. You can't do any of that to the other team. So typically, what we're talking about, though, would be two jammers get out roughly at the same time. They start fighting it out. It's pretty much body lock. So usually you get your arm out of the way. You're using your lats as a hitting surface. So when skaters skate for a long time, they'll actually like build up this muscle bone, and it becomes like a harder surface. So yeah, very common move. Another move you might try is you turn around on him, you come up around, and then at the last second you turn and kind of come almost to a stop, and they just blam and send them out that way. But you can't come all the way to a stop, that's also a penalty. If you're going to come to a full stop and you're just like a third wall, that'd be a pretty serious injury, so we don't allow that. It's called a stop penalty. You'll see refs either go like this, it's pretty bad, or like this, it's really bad. Sure, excellent. Great question, Secret Anonymous Spy.
second they get in the jam position, they can end it if they want. Each quarter is 15 minutes, and each jam is a maximum of 2 minutes. That does not mean the jam always lasts 2 full minutes.
Just a point of clarification, this version of roller derby is 1 minute jams. There's another version that's more common where it's 2 minute jams. What's the difficulty to continue and what is the section all up for all on skates? A tough jam is, it really is like being in a physical fight. It's that level of physical exertion. But we limit you to a minute this version, and then yeah, almost all the time you see some skate call it off, so it won't go a full minute and you have breathe. But now again you'll get the full jam timer in 60 seconds and you're in some trouble. Jam, can you tell us more about the raffle? We have a great question over here about what the prizes are and how you win.
Tally, you know what it is, not jam. He's taking that mistake. But, so we have 3 different t-shirt options. They are hanging up on that wall right there. They're like black with those cool bleach decorated designs made by Sea Wench, which is one of our skaters. It is a raffle. You pay $1 one raffle ticket, and then it is. But we will call the raffle winners for the quarter intermission between the 3rd and 4th quarter. And whatever quarter, so make sure you don't lose your tickets if you buy one, because we'll be calling the winners then. And if your ticket gets called for whatever t-shirt you get that t-shirt. And again, there are 3 different t-shirt designs. There's a kill shot, which is on the far right. The kill shot end is one in the middle. And then the skirt shirt is the one on the far left. There's $1 for 1 ticket. There's $5 for 10 tickets. $10 for 20 tickets. Again, they are handmade, one-of-a-kind t-shirts made by our very own Sea Wench. Wench, you want to raise your hand and wave for the crowd so we know who the awesome designer is? Sea Wench is over here in the super awesome all-black getup. She is the one who made the awesome t-shirts for the raffle. So again, if you want to have a chance to win one of those t-shirts, buy your ticket now. We'll be calling the winners at the next break. The raffle tickets will be able to buy at the merch table, which is right next to where you bought your tickets or got your handstand. So we have a great question over here. Our lovely friend over here asked, why do the teams switch sides at the intermission? It's, most sports teams switch sides after intermission. So happens in football, tennis, or players switch to side of the court, teams switch from goalie, field goal, spot. Equal opportunity on one side. It's team equal opportunity to score on that side.
If you would like food from the taco truck, they are actually going to be leaving after halftime. So now is not just a good time, but the only time we're going to be getting food from El Indio out there. If you want food from the taco truck, it is last call. Last call for the burritos.
very good question. I realized that neither me nor Callie actually introduced ourselves. We started this match. So my birthday name is Strawberry Slam. You can call me Bear or Slam. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm going to walk around in a bright orange t-shirt. After this game, I will be your MC full time. So this is tragically Tabby's last game with us because the loser is moving to California.
I love you guys all very much, and I love my 10 years in Florida. It was a good adventure. But yes, now I'm just going to be a traveling announcer. If you want to see me next, before I come back here to visit, I will visit. I will be announcing, because it was too good to pass up, the potato contest in Idaho. They have a potato-based roller. I'm going to go in this city. I have great news, and I will just tell you, without saying her name, the funniest roller derby name I've ever announced in my life will also be there. So I'll just leave that as like a little secret that you can enjoy if you decide to go or stream it. I will definitely laugh when I say it again. Yes, I will miss power jamming you guys very much, and I will be back to visit at some point. Probably not in the hot months. 2 minutes left in halftime. We already had last call out there from the food truck, so if you're going to walk up or this is your very last chance. I don't upgraded, apparently whoever the internet provider is means broken. So we do not have the internet to give us that credit card reader, unfortunately, this evening. But we'll need to look at everything. Just a little less than 2 minutes left in halftime. There will be 2 15-minute quarters remaining in this game. 68-8. 55 Rabbits going to the second half. Some brilliant fans have come up with the idea of selling guy for their year. That's genius. I love your innovation. Nice job. So you can always sell the guy and get your beer that way. I'm going to be doing that. A little bit of sell transaction. Less than a minute left until the second half over.
Wave down me or Tally
smooth in style. Take it easy. Kick back. Enjoy your it's a 4-minute relaxation. 8 eggs, 55 rabbits going with this. Voodoo Brawl and Sherry Noble both almost equal on the way to come out of that stance there, but Voodoo Brawl finds it to the middle and fires through that gap. Very impressive, basically untouched, establishing a lead jammer for the Rabbits. Perfect opportunity for the Rabbits to score apex jump, but excellent defense from your mother of all people. Your mother. Just turned that jam into a 0-point jam that could have easily been a 4-point jam with some excellent apex jump defense. Reminder, your mother is in her first bout ever. Very awesome to be able to stop apex jump. That's it.
So for this jam, we have Poison Iris versus Waka. So it looks like we are maybe having a brief intermission break as the refs discuss something, and it looks like, your mother is practically in the penalty box. So eggs are down on Waka.
Amazing performance out of box.
And this looks like the Rabbits have their jammer in the penalty box, as well as the Walker. This is an egg scrambler. Power jam. So Chewbacca is now the only jammer on the track. Eggs are down on Walker, Rabbit down on Walker, and their jammer. Chewbacca quickly breaks through the pack and resolves himself as the only jammer. And as we've seen a couple of times, just because the Rabbits are down 2 skaters does not mean shooting can only score 3 players. That counts as a power jam. The Rabbits, despite being down on Walker and the jammer, holding a strong defense, trying with all their might to stop Chewbacca from scoring many more points in this power jam and letting the egg scramblers make their lead any bigger. And after that strong showing by Chewbacca, our score is now 55-78 Scramblers. So the Rabbits have more work to do to shorten that lead. That does not mean the game is over.
A huge jam. Poison Iris at the gym once again versus Eric Conda in yellow for the Knicks. Poison Iris for those Rabbits in gray. We're just taking a moment here to resolve penalties. Oh, Rabbits really put the work in there for that last jam there on the other side of the penalty box. A quick note on something that our most detail-oriented observers may have noticed. Where you sit there. Again, honestly, it's possibly sneaky, but you figure out
Go James on Brother and Cherry braces the back and quickly ends the jam to ensure that Barbie does not score any points. A strong showing on Cherry's part. And that jam puts the ex-Scramblers at a lead of
the whiteboard is where we write our penalties. This demeanor is holding up 2 penalties. One of them, unfortunately, has a star next to it.
So we have 55 Rabbits and 88 ex-Scramblers, but we do have a team timeout. Rex, which team called this timeout?
Both teams making the most of this opportunity to strategize. Not long in a timeout. This seems a very intense game. Even getting a moment to breathe into the body. But it's actually very hard strategy, especially if you're going to say change out forwards.
So that was a Rabbits official timeout, I think. Our jam with the ex-Scramblers jammer is in the defense spot. So they need to strategize and figure out the game plan to ensure they get as many points as possible in this Rabbit power.
Thank you for that, yes. Bout! From our just to get out there in the crowd. Only Ginger Snaps can score in this round. The Rabbits in gray have an excellent opportunity to close out what was an excellent 88 to 55 score. Love the double digits, love the simplicity of that. Ginger Snaps gets through, establishes the opportunity to score. That's exactly what the Rabbits need right now. And meanwhile, in the pack, the goal of the eggs is to run away. The goal of the Rabbits is to pull back, pull back, pull back. They held what's called a goat. A goat is a strategy where you grab one skater from the other team and hold them back. Why? Because remember, I told you earlier, you got to keep a skater within 5 feet. Well, if you just the entire rest of their team can't run away anymore. They have to stick around, and they're kind of stuck there. Limiting the score. Nonetheless, the Rabbits are able to close out just a little bit going into this next regular jam.
And we have 3 skaters in the penalty box for Rabbits. 1 from A. And there's one of those numbers that are next to it. Can our ref nod or shake their head if one of the penalties is for Jalen on the Rabbits team? Yes, it is. So we have an ex-Scramblers power jam right now. The eggs are down 1 blocker and the Rabbits are down 2. So ex-Scramblers is a great opportunity for them to make their even greater. Especially since the Rabbits only have 2 blockers on the track. We have Banana Revenge for the Rabbits on the track. Let's see if that 2 of them can hold back ex-Scramblers jammer, who is Eric Honda. She was broken with the pass for the first time, which means now either of the 2 Rabbit skaters she passes counts for the first 1 point and the second is 2 points. That's a 5-point race clear for Eric Honda, which means she was Scramblers and increase the lead for the Scramblers even more, but she still has a bit more time in this jam. She quickly passes both blockers a second time, though she did skate off the track because she had to reset herself behind the band. When a jammer or another skater leaves the track, they cannot re-enter the pack. Originally skating. They must return towards the back or behind whatever skater they were trying to pass. That's extremely strong showing from the Scramblers. Runners scored many points there. Scramblers lead to 60 versus not 60 to 107. That's a lot of points in that jam.
A huge non-power jam there. Araconda really working huge. I'm sorry, power jam. A huge jam there. Araconda really working heat. 107 triple-digit territory for the A. One blocker in the box for each team after that. I think the jam was a little bit of that, but not a huge one. Jared Noble takes off. Luke Jimmer for the Eggs, who are up over 40 points after that huge. Oopsie breaks away and establishes that ability to score, and once again, playing defense with offense. Getting your jammer out places pressure on the other team to call it off. In this case, Cherry felt comfortable. She was far enough away that she could score without any risk. But even just that pressure can be enough to get that jammer to call it off early. You can hold it to no points just out of fear alone.
The Eggs have one blocker in the penalty box, which means they are down a blocker. But for this jam, we have Ball for the Rabbits versus Waka on the Scramblers. Voodoo Brawl breaks out of the pack and establishes itself as lead jammer. Since Rabbits have all four of their blockers on the track, that means they got a bit stronger defense of stopping the blocker from scoring any points and allowing Voodoo Brawl to pass their blockers, the other two blockers, to score as many points. Stuck in the pack on each pass, which is a very strong defensive showing by the Rabbits, trying to stop Scramblers from making that lead any greater. That puts our score at 68 to 114. Rabbits have one blocker in the penalty box.
I think I saw an A there for Big Ass. That's an arms call. That's like what I was telling you guys earlier. It's when you punch somebody, elbow somebody. God, lead jammer for the Rabbits right now. Here's the deal. Rabbits are down 4 now. But Bout has an opportunity to close up that score quite a bit. Huge opportunity right now. Goes up on skate on that block. That's an excellent job of Recycling getting right back in there. And a hard fight now, also having to launch her back because she knew, as well as he did, that Cherry Nova was chasing her down. That's that defensive offense I saw talking earlier, placing pressure on the German force to call it off. Venom able to score some points there, but not get the full 4 because of that pressure. And Cherry Nova coming out and forcing them to call it off.
So we have yet another Rabbits power jam. Voodoo Brawl with the only skater on the track. Only jam. All 4 of Eggs blockers. Rabbits' goal is to keep the Scramblers blockers away from the jammer and score as many points as she possibly can because they want to close that gap of points. This game is blockers practice. It's set up a little bit. You don't see that is against the rules. You want to set up there is giving you 5 feet for another skater within the rules. Voodoo Bronx is able to break through the pass despite it being split up a bit. Took a tough fall there right at the end, but we are okay. It was a great showing by Voodoo Bronx and put the Rabbits up 277 versus 114. The gap of points is getting even smaller. X does have a blocker in the penalty box, but we are in a non-power jam.
Voodoo Brawl doing a great job of getting into that 2-on-1 defense and faking out 2 blockers. She got 2 blockers to get a big windup and a big hit. 2 blockers went out of the track to the inside. And then that Voodoo Brawl went through and did that scoring pass. Oopsie daisy. Lead jammer Rabbits right now. Big opportunity to score. We've all seen it by now. Is Jason here down? It's going to be a photo finish here. Like the Hulk in there. Comes and just starts smashing skaters to the floor. That is definitely one way to close out a jam. I assume she got 1 point for everyone who was knocked to the track.
So you might see online, roller derby is a sport that anyone can
It is way harder to get past 4 skaters in any formation than 1. And so when you spread out, you basically give the jammer a slalom challenge. A challenge that they are eager to take on. It's a lot of fun to just shoot left, take these nice little steep curves around everybody and fly out through the points to keep on going. We've had to deal with sticks falling there. And that is a great way to slow those down. Very fast skaters. We have 5 minutes. This is our final quarter break before we go into our final and 4th quarter here. So, if you are looking to grab a drink, now is the time. The food truck is already left, unfortunately. You can also go and grab some merch, grab some snacks from the merch table, or use the bathroom. And it's time for the raffle.
If you have purchased a ticket, please pull them out. We are calling out the numbers for the winners of our t-shirt raffle. We are going to, so if you put a ticket in for the Kill Shot Egg t-shirt, keep your tickets in hand. We are having our lovely Morgan pull the ticket. And the winner is number ticket number, please head to the merch table. If you have the winning ticket, C1 will meet you at the table when we're done calling the ticket. Next, we are pulling the ticket for the Sunshine City Roller Derby General T-shirt. This one that has the most tickets in it. This is the one that the most amount of people wanted. On our winning ticket number is 876-1786. That's 876-1786. If you have that ticket number, come meet us over by the MC. It looks like we have our winner. Favorite part of roller derby. So I love Alpha Jam. I think the opportunity for a single jammer with all eyes on you is invigorating. Because you can listen. The world is your oyster. The jam is yours for the taking. You can score as many little or as many points as your skill allows you to do.
Situation for these blockers. Typically, what that's going to do is just open up a little bit of space for both jammers, but offer a little bit more offensive opportunity for the Rabbits. And there it is. The Rabbits did lose Eric Allen to that lead jammer position, but they held it pretty well. Technically, it's hips past hips to score. So if you're curious where on the body you have to pass, your hips pass their hips to score. So let's see how many hips to pass on that scoreboard.
So we have no skaters in the penalty box. This is a full 5v5 situation. And we have Barbie Fent for the Rabbits versus Goldie Gutner's first jam of the night. Our first game is skater of the night. Apologies for that statement. And Barbie Fent takes the jammer. The bar is still full. At the end, that is not any, that does not score any points for the end. Scramblers. And Barbie scored.
Another clean jam, no penalties in that jam. Very impressive, everyone. They did so good at missing me. Yeah. They were banned on playing penalty board for us. Thank you. Oh, Han Solo literally pushes away through the back. Clean jammer. Oops. He says, not cool, bro. And looks to chase Han Solo down. Literally a 30-point difference here, 115 to 85. Definitely still anybody's game. We are in the fourth quarter, but we are not dead in the water yet. Oopsie Daisy did a great job of placing pressure on Han Solo, forcing that all off. Really?
Another clean jam there, no penalties. This can be holding up that late whiteboard yet again. Joy on her face. We have Hugger Punch for the first time jamming tonight with the Egg Scramblers versus Voodoo Brawl to the Rabbid. Now this is an interesting matchup because this is second time Hugger Punch's first jam tonight, which means a little bit different as opposed to jamming a lot. That is a rough block there. Neither jammer has basically the lead jammer was yet either of them have broken fully through the pack. This is why we have y'all sign waivers, because the standards are pretty far outside the track. Punch the position of lead jammer. Blue ball is a catch up that is not lead. She enters the jam to ensure the blue ball does not score any points. You saw that result. I think the senior's end of clean jams is over.
I love when the crowd is like, oh, we had 4 or 5 of us in that gym. I think this final quarter is everyone's fully woken up. They show up to about, like, I don't know, I have skates on, I didn't be able to do it. This fourth quarter, they are all energized. People are flying out of the track. Y'all better be ready in the front row. I think we're going to see someone flying in the stands before this thing's over. Oopsie daisy going one-on-one with the awesome defense of Han Solo gets away. Lead jammer. Rabbid. Meanwhile, Jerry Noble is going to try and find a way out there too, but oopsie daisy has an opportunity to put 4 points on the board right now. Excellent turnaround defense by Tony Jasada. Turning around like that is riskier than it may seem because your entire body becomes a legal hitting surface. Earlier I explained to you, you can't get someone dead on in the spine, so you skate forwards, it's harder to hit you. Unfortunately, both skaters got all 4 points there, so it's just fun to watch, but didn't make a difference in the game. What a great jam, though.
If you saw right at the end, our 2 jam refs, their hands are going up and down because Lucy Daisy and Terry Noble were neck and neck. They kept just skirting past each other. Technically, each of them came from a position of lead jammer at slightly different points. Right toward the end, Terry is a tiny bit faster than Lucy Daisy, took the position of lead jammer and ended the jam. We have a skater from each team in the penalty box. And this is a Rabbid power jam. Eggs are now their own jammer. Each of us put up a very strong defensive fight tonight. A big match, as the name self implies, is very good at breaking past those blockers with hits. Rabbit wanting to stop the Scramblers blockers from inhibiting their jammer from passing. They need to score as many points as they can. Try to even up this score a bit. Looks the win of that one jam who had his foot tumbles in right at the end. And it looks like Big Alex scored, I think that was 8 points on the end. 8, 7, I don't know how to count. I can't do math. But that was no penalty. That was surprisingly a clean jam. This team
I realized the incredibly brave placement of that fan in the danger zone. That's the wisest place for that fan. Right as you come out of the hot corner there. Everyone excellent. Definitely a slick move, definitely, especially if you're down a point or two, try and just kind of tire out that jammer. The tired jammer is a jammer that is not going to score. Eric kept that lead jam position, but the points on the board, jam comes to an end.
we have an official timeout by looks like that was an official Scramblers timeout. Each team has one seat in the penalty box. No matter that other James is going to go 112 shots from each team. We have scored 96 to 126. Scramblers are giving the lead with 6 minutes on total in this entire game. While difficult, it is not impossible for Rabbits to take the lead. They have a 30-point deficit that I have seen bigger deficit that made up shorter amounts of time.
Scoring jam that I've ever seen is 30 points, so it's actually possible to tie this game in one jam. It would be unusual, but it is possible.
Unlikely, but not impossible.
Awesome jamming by Yolanda there. I'm just going to have a little scratchy note. If you knock someone down, then you go out. You don't know. Probably could have gotten a lead jam by just popping right back in because they went down. You don't need to come in at all. All right. Yolanda takes a penalty, meaning only Voodoo Bro can score in this jam. It's a Rabbid Bout! The Rabbits right now. They may be down 30 points, but Voodoo Bro could change all of that in a one jam. As I told you, it is possible. Very difficult, but possible to get 30 points in a jam. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but Voodoo Bro is a very experienced jammer. Knows this track very well, and it's in a hard jam situation. So many eggs are really doing this well. Remember I told keeping things contained. However, at the same time, the Rabbits are doing a great job of grabbing a goat. A goat is when you play that hack against itself. You grab one skater, this also, and you just hold it back, hold it back, hold it back. By holding it back, you establish where the hack is, that 5-foot zone of action. Right there, in the back. None of these guys can run away anymore. They've got at most 20 feet that they can run out to before they start to and that's exactly what Rabbits did. That every team now is in triple-digit territory. Excellent job by the Rabbits. I believe it was 10 huge points scored in that power jam, making it 128 to 108.
We are in an official team timeout at the moment. It looks like it's a Rabbits timeout. The officials are discussing something in a corner. Ooh, it looks like we have a little glitchy about the scoreboard over there. There's obviously technical difficulties. The wall, unexpected. A little fun with us because we are just a team. We hope you guys are having a great time tonight. Misty Peter, with a little sad look on her face, we have 3 spears from Scramblers in the penalty box. Well, one Rabbid. Any of those Scramblers skaters have a star next to their name. So this is not a power jam. This is ice Scramblers down on their bottom a little bit. This is a great moment for the Rabbits. To score a lot of points because each blocker they pass scores double points.
Misty Meaner using that penalty board to write a 5-page turn paper on it. It is filled with names. It's a party in there. I think we may finally have a situation where there are so many penalties that queue up for the next jam. That's a lot of penalties. Woo.
Versus T-Rex as our jammers. Rabbits have 3 block runners and Eggs have 2. And Poison Iris takes position of lead jammer. Again, this is Iris' first ever game tonight. So she is doing a great job of this being the first time on the track in an official capacity. 6, there are 2 blockers. 1 jammer for the Eggs Scramblers. The first 2 blockers. Our score is 111 to 128. It is anyone's game.
Overall, versus Jerry Noble. And remember, after these last few jams are over, we are going to have an after party right here. These skaters are amazing human beings. It takes a lot to level up your skating to a level where you can do full contact roller derby. We have an opportunity to meet and buy a beer after this game is over with you. Here at Largo Event Center, it was 128 to 111, but Bout Brawl could change that right now with lead jammer for the Rabbits. Exactly what they need. Goes one-on-one with Bunker Bunch. Gone gets those 4 points.
I didn't necessarily notice this, but Cherry did pass her star off to 2 Waka. So once 2 Waka put that star on her helmet, that made her lead jammer. So she was able to break out of the pack, but she was unable to catch up and take over as lead jammer. 4 points to the Rabbits. So we're 115 to 128. With Oopsie Daisy versus Young Mother. And this is Young Mother's first ever game tonight. Oopsie Daisy takes the position of lead jammer. Young Mother is right on her tail. Both teams are all 4 walking on the track. So this is another game. We'll be offensive defensive. 4 by each of all the rockers. And now they're going to Buffalo, which Young Mother did take the position of lead jammer for just a moment, but she fell off the track.
time from the whiteboard. There's 3 penalties for gray and 1 penalty for yellow. So we are having a full penalty party. Oh man. Greg seems to turn around like, do we still have people on this track? What do we do?
If you guys take a look at our scoreboard, Rabbits at 119, Scramblers at 130. That is an 11-point difference. Rabbits with a good jam could easily take over Scramblers, though that'll be a little difficult with 3 penalties on the board and only 1 for Scramblers. There are 24 seconds left in the game, which will allow for 1 more jam most likely. So the Rabbits are able to score 11 points in this jam, down to state.
It looks like the most popular penalty on that board is an arms call. They're making a limp out there to discuss this challenge. So this is a very wise move. So you only get so many timeouts in a game. You can throw a timeout away essentially, risk it for the biscuit, to challenge a ref call. If you're close to the end of the game, you have to use it. Really excited. You know, in Strawberry Slam, I have incorrectly called Strawberry Jam multiple times. Great play. She playing smart there. I want to be clear. It's a question. Is exactly what we want to do if they're just trying to win the game. Not part of it. You can't win with a dirty jam. By that I mean, if you're the winning team and you have any penalties at all, you would better get match penalties from that other team or the team that's about to lose, or otherwise you can't win the game. Why? Because you serve your penalties in the next jam. So there's way too much incentive to just skate like a maniac in the final jam and get all the penalties and not carry out at all. So you can't win with a dirty jam. We are closing in quickly on that jam.
So when this might be our last jam of the night, we have Bout versus Eric Honda, and Bout takes the position of lead jammer in this possible last jam of the evening. Eric Honda overtaking her and becoming lead jammer, quickly ending the jam. The Georgia team does not score any penalties to hopefully end the game here. With unofficial final score of 1-1.
The penalty board is blank. That was the losing callers you heard from. The eggs there is because they managed to skate a clean jam. They were in the danger zone. Typically, that's the situation where you're going to get into trouble because now you're going to fight hard to get the jammer back and play defense and not hard fight. Someone's probably going to get a penalty, and the Knicks could have easily put themselves into overtime. But Eric Honda was able to steal the jammer, and that brings our game to a close.